I love our music.
I know.
We're over there dancing away to it. All right. Welcome, everyone. Tonight, we are going to be brief because these three lovely ladies have another engagement to hit for the wrap up of the Skin and Coat Summit, the first of its kind.
Yay!
Yes, I know. Was it Mary and Christine who hosted this? And all of you guys got to jump in. So let's just go and say welcome, everyone, for this week, the Groomer's Gut. We are all here to tell you a little bit about what some of us missed over the weekend and the wrap up to it and what's going on this evening that you ladies are going to be in and out of here tonight. So, Jennifer, did you want to start with a recap?
Well, sure. I'll start with a recap by saying that these two, Michelle. Eminem. I meant to say an Eminem.
That's what we got to do.
I'm just changing my name at this point. I mean,
I like it, Eminem. So Michelle and Melissa and I, we're all speakers at this 2-day summit, and it's all the credit goes to Christine Pearson Sertzel and Mary Kondo, who put on the first ever all virtual 2-day online Sunday and Monday, because today being Martin Luther King, we assumed at least some groomers would be able to attend, and it is available in recording for a week or two afterwards for those.
It's 2 weeks.
To register.
Yeah.
But it's the first ever grooming conference devoted strictly to skin and coat, and wow, that is the most important thing that we do. The fact that grooming has never had an all skin and coat summit before or educational conference. And, I give a ton of credit to right here, Michelle Knowles, because Michelle Knowles is, the person who has spent the last decade or more just raising the consciousness about how important skin and coat is. And of course it is, because hair is skin. I mean, it's not a separate thing from the skin, and we really are topical dermatologists, all of us, and yet most people don't know anything, and so it's really, really exciting, and I just loved it. I attended it. I didn't just
I did
my 15 coat types. I attended the entire 2 days. I took off work today. I wanted to see everybody. Melissa did cats. Amazing. I learned so much. It was the best cat workshop I've ever had. It was chock full of information. So anyway, that's my brief introduction. Melissa, Michelle.
All right. So
that was great. It was fun.
I tell you what. I started doing skin and being all crazy and being looked at like I was really stupid and ignorant about 20 years ago. I've been grooming for about 35, but 20 years ago, I really started looking into formulations and what was going on with the skin and why was I using the same shampoo weekly on a dog, and nothing ever got better. And I had that burning need to know. I am very obsessive compulsive when it comes to information. And I started way back when, and my motto has always been, I don't want you to know everything I know. I want you to know more. And both of these two ladies over here were actually my students at one time.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how fulfilling and how proud I am of all of you. All of you, every student that I've taught that is now speaking about skin has gone that extra mile and has now specialized and has so much more information. I'm telling you, I attend these summits to keep up with them. They have outclassed me, and that is my dream. It is my goal, and I hope that we keep growing like this. I am so proud of you two. I really am. I really am. I'm in awe of you.
It was great.
You're the sensei. We come to you. That's the thing, though. In all honesty, all these ladies, I know Kate's not in here right now, but Kate Clayson did the nutrition.
Oh my God.
Amazing. Yes. And I have been blessed to work with Kate.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And on a one-on-one basis, and she is a cornucopia of great information that needs to get out there. And so,
and isn't it so right on that nutrition is very much a part of Skin and Coat? Like, you can't talk about one without the other.
No.
Yeah.
And she is, and she did great. And she was nervous to do a virtual thing.
Oh,
and
she was great.
She did a wonderful job and gave so much good information. I was blessed to work with her. So I heard that stuff all day, every day, just like when I worked with Michelle. You know, it gets to be inundated in you. So you guys that come to these summits, man, you're getting information that's not readily available everywhere else.
That's
true. It really isn't.
If there is one upside to the pandemic, and there's not a lot of upside at all to the pandemic, but it you know, as I'm a history teacher, right? Everybody knows this, that I was a history teacher for 30 years. And this is the way I see the universe. I always see it in sort of the historical context. The one thing I think that is going to change permanently about our industry because of the pandemic is a lot more education, because now we have figured out how to do it virtually. It used to be so expensive and really out of reach for most people. It's not that groomers didn't want to get education. It's just it was out of reach to them. There wasn't a conference near them. They didn't have the money, the ability to travel for a week and go away and stay in a hotel and all this. I mean, this is going to change everything, and it's going to up our industry very, very quickly.
I agree completely.
Yeah,
I think we'll have more certified master groomers here before you know it.
Yeah.
Because you all belong in the council, the Master Groomer Council for Best Practices.
Yeah.
It's
Do you guys know that IPG, International Professional Groomers, Linda Easton, is doing $25 certification tests on Zoom? And I've participated in these as a trainee certifier, and it's amazing how she can interact with the cut in a very detailed way while doing this via Zoom. I think it's incredible.
I think that there's amazing opportunities out there for groomers that want to step out of their comfort zone and actually start to elevate their game. Because you know what? All these people that are, say, our age, and this generation behind us and behind them are coming with different things. You know what I mean? Like different, they want different services. They are already educated about some nutrition, and now they want more answers, or some skin issues and they want more answers. So if we don't, as groomers, elevate our game, we're not going to be able to meet the demands of our clientele.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, and they already look at us as that first line of defense. Your regulars contact you before they ever call the vet.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to really make sure that we continue to elevate our educational levels here.
Wow. Well, I'm just reading.
Christina DiCiaccio Robertson.
Yes.
Yep.
Welcome. You're part of the family. Welcome.
Christina's taking your course, and she just did the Terry DiMarino's Brusher Bather course.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great class. Oh my gosh, that's a great class. And everybody, I think, is agreeing that this is going to be the game changer. And that doesn't mean that we're all not all dying to get back into the in-person ones as well. I think we all miss each other so much, and I certainly do miss the in-person. It's not going to be an either or; it's going to be a both and.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that, you know, that's what a wonderful opportunity for those that cannot get away from their either small business, or they work in a more corporate setting and they only have allotted amounts of time to be able to be away and travel. So this really opens the doors for so many groomers that just have been like, you know, it was never an opportunity for them.
Yeah, and Kat said that she wants to switch to skin issue work only from going forward. And, you know, you reach at a certain point in your career, you can definitely do that.
Kat is a pirouette away from doing just that. I'll tell you that right now. I spent some time with Kat in her own salon. And Kat, I think you're amazing. You're on the right track, lady. Your head is just screwed on just right.
Yes.
You've got it, girl.
My cat's my hero, my Illinois hero. You know, a couple of takeaways for me. I mean, I'm always learning, but I've been a master groomer for 40 years, and I learned a ton of stuff this weekend at the 2-day seminar. And Barbara Bird, it's the first time I've ever gotten to do a Barbara Bird seminar. And for those of you that don't know who she is, talk about the history of our movement, of our industry.
Yeah.
Wasn't she the first master groomer to really introduce science into our industry?
I'm gonna say she was one of the first. And when I think about it, her name comes to my mind the very first.
Because
she's definitely foundational.
She was one of the first to write. I mean, wasn't she? She was a trained chemist and worked in.
She's had some college courses. I don't know if she's a trained chemist or not, but she absolutely has a love for it. I don't know her bio properly to give her credit, but I credit her. She wrote a book. One that actually had a class, an online class, and she compiled an ingredient workbook so you could know what's in your shampoo. And that was groundbreaking. We were just slapping on any old thing on dogs before she came along. It's true. It's true. And without her foundational work, I am a student of hers, and we have carried on. I have carried on her work and brought it to somewhere different, as my students have taken my work and brought it somewhere uniquely different to them. I think it's a fabulous way to learn.
Yeah, I do too.
It is. Barbara Bird she came up, and she's not a young woman anymore, but she wrote a book about what is inside all of the shampoos and conditioners a long time ago, kind of asking the question, why don't we have these labels in our industry? Right. And I love that, Michelle, you have been such a great voice in terms of teaching people how to kind of make their own stuff too, just by adding things to the products that we already have. That was so valuable. But I think
the point of that was actually not to have them not buy commercial preparations. I do want to make that clear, because that's an important point.
Yeah.
The reason that I started breaking it down like that is because I test so many formulas. So I needed a baseline in order to do that. So that's what got me into it. And before I knew what I was doing, I actually started formulating my own stuff. But my point in teaching people how to do that is that you really do synergistically become aware of what you are putting on dogs. So no longer are you just opening up a gallon of something and throwing it on a skin. You are now faced with really paying attention to what is in there. Why is it in there? And how is that going to fix what you see in front of you? So it's just a missing piece that I saw that we had. Just as your coat types, that's a missing piece in the whole picture of skincare. You need to know all that stuff.
I think a lot of people.
And that's how I feel about with the cats. I think it's still a very much of a wild west out there with all the information. And so many groomers want to do cats, and so many groomers want to do them well and do well by them. And so, there's only this much info out there. So it's a passion of mine. I love felines. And so that's, kind of that same thing where you just want to try and get good foundational information out and then let them build on whatever I'm giving, And
I have to say about Melissa, cats are so underserved in the grooming industry.
Oh, yes.
They're incredibly underserved. The clients that have cats are underserved.
Yeah.
Melissa knows so much about cats. I feel like I'm probably going to own one before I die. Because I know better how to care for them. I know, you know what I'm saying? She is and she also is developing a diploma program with Whole Pet Grooming Academy also for you to get your master feline grooming.
Wow.
So yes, we are
great.
so close to having all the services that you need to get educated.
Amazing. One of the things I learned today from
I'm
you,
only
Melissa,
amazing because of you guys.
Oh, that's not true, Dara. You are an integral part of this whole plan.
But just one example, Melissa, I definitely, I know about fragrance in dogs. I talk about it all the time, but I never knew that cats, you shouldn't do fragrance with cats. I never knew that.
Until
today.
And it's something that I did especially as an aromatherapist. I was like, I love smells, and I had to learn. And you guys have seen my cat. He's been on one of my cats. He's been on the show, White. And he loves to go, he's just that type cat, and he loves to go and lay by the diffuser when I have specific oils diffusing or whatever. But I have to diffuse a specific way because I have felines in my house. And I had to change how I thought about those kinds of things. The more I took from Barbara, from Michelle, and took those things and then started to do my research on actual felines and what I could find. I mean, I can't tell you how I poured through that Merck veterinary, on the dermatology, and Michelle would send me links, and I went down that rabbit hole. And when I found out that it is a mere seconds for that product to go from that hair to the skin to the bloodstream, I stopped using any fragrance on felines or around felines. So it's very, and that was the first thing I had to teach myself, was to stop thinking like a dog groomer.
Absolutely. When you're working with goats, you're a goat groomer. When you're working with horses, you're a horse groomer. When you're working with dogs, you're a dog groomer. They have differences. Even though we're a lot alike, there are subtle differences that are important for the health of that particular skin.
Yep. And so that's the thing, is that we try and put everything to what do they call that? Like, to get piecework done, like hurry up and get it. You're getting paid by the piece. Instead of doing it that way, think about that you're actually working on a living, breathing creature, that everything you do affects it. Instead of looking at it like, I got to get this one done so I can get the next one done so I can get the next one done, because I got to make X amount of dollars.
I think it's easy money. I think cats are pretty easy money. I mean,
I think that you can make a very good living grooming cats. But again, it's also something that you should understand, that, like I said, some controversial things tonight. So those of you that didn't hear it, I had said about bathing that you don't need to bathe them. And then Mary and I talked also, and bathing is not detrimental, but the thing is that you don't need to submerge the cat in water and soap every single time. There are alternatives, and same thing to drying. There are alternatives. And so I hope everybody that watched it walked away with the message that every single pet that comes across your table, but for my particular one, every single cat is an individual. Absolutely. And that's the thing, because we jump into these pets and then we're like, okay, I know what I'm doing, and whatever. And everyone is that assembly line kind of thought process.
Is it time?
We have a couple minutes left.
I was just about to say we're at almost 19 minutes. So
and Michelle actually had, in one of her therapeutic workshops, talked about a guinea pig that had the mites, the Demodectic mange. That's that's just fantastic that that we're getting as groomers training to all of these small pets. But
if you stop thinking of, okay, there's a white coat, a medicated, a regular shampoo, and a de-skunk. That is history. And bless its heart, we loved it when that's all we had, but it is in our history now. And there's no reason to do that. So I like to include slides of different kinds of animals so that you understand that mammalian skin that lives on the land is very similar, and skincare is important and very similar. There are differences, there are subtleties, but it really makes you think, oh, if you can do it to a guinea pig, you can absolutely do it to a dog. If you can do it to a dog, you can do it to a horse. You can help heal their skin. Absolutely. That's important.
Yeah. Angie Coates agrees with me that cats are, groomers, I know some of them are afraid of them or allergic to them, but it's really, I find that they are, as long as you do that quiet, you have to really manage the environment of the groom of a cat more. I always do them right at first thing in the morning at 8:00 when it's still quiet, and a lot of the holding them, swaddling them up close in the towel, and things that
one thing I have to say about cat grooming, for those of you who are thinking about it, if you think you have neurotic clients and you have a dog grooming salon, you know where I'm going. Okay, if you
see nothing yet,
you have neurotic clients with dogs,
Yep.
you have to understand that cat clients are just as different as cats are from dogs in grooming. And if you do not have the personality to deal with that type of client, then you probably are not right. Yeah, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah.
That's where I was gonna go with it. I mean, I haven't, but cats. You got to be a different type of person.
Very
calm. I find that I'm better. I'm better with cats than with dogs. But I also operate a little differently with my cat clients. It's been a little different with COVID, but I like my cat owners to stay, and they're right there the whole time by the table, and those cats are so much happier having that their person there standing next to them the entire time. So, and I had a big cat room. Now we're shrinking our cat room down to a fraction of the size, because again, the smaller, quieter, warmer space is so much
better,
more forgiving to them. So that's all getting changed. And I don't know. I don't think everybody should be grooming cats, but
it's a special.
Some people are asking in the chat room about some of the sponsors for the Skin and Coat Summit, that there were some discount deals. And I think if you go to the page on Hopin, or to Mary's Positive Ed pages, you'll see the videos from those sponsors that has the coupon codes that are good for at least a few days, and there's some good deals there. I love this.
I think all around that was awesome. I really do. I mean, and now the next one is the behavior one. I'm doing a class on frequencies. So, how animals respond to frequencies, and how to create the right frequency, because everything has a frequency. Michelle, are you doing anything in the behavior one?
Yes, I'm doing 2. How to handle employees, I believe.
Oh, wonderful.
The behavior of your employees, how to handle that. And also, I believe that I am reintroducing the 5-step training method.
Oh, that's great.
Okay,
when is this going to be? What's the website for?
I think it's next weekend.
No, it's March.
Is it
No.
March?
Yeah, it's not until
The
March.
behavioral one? Is there another one next weekend?
Don't scare me, Michelle.
I feel like there's one next weekend.
I don't know.
Amber was asking if the summit's available for those that couldn't attend the live event. I think the recording's up for 2 weeks, and I'm sure you could go to Mary Oquendo's Positive Ed and get into that. Yes, I'm sure you could still see it. I would think, yeah.
March 7th and 8th.
March 7th.
Michelle. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Behavior and Handling Summit.
All right. What do I know? Nothing.
They're planning in April. Intergroom is still technically being listed as going up in April, but has anybody heard anything?
I haven't.
Really not.
Also, I don't think they're going to have it. And if they are, I'm worried about traveling right now.
I drove through New Jersey, and all those hotels in that region right now are still closed.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So
I think that when they have Pet Quest in June in Ohio and the Atlanta Pet Fair in June, hopefully by then, the vaccine will be out and we can all see each other again.
I know. And do a face-to-face.
All of you. I miss you.
Right.
All right. You ladies need to get on with your evening.
Yeah,
we
Oh
can
yeah,
go
we have
into
to
a
do our Q&A.
private
Yeah.
Q&A session of all the speakers
Yep.
on Zoom for people who are early bird registrants to the Skin and Coat Summit. What a great idea that is, to give people a chance to talk to all the speakers
I know.
afterwards. Yeah, that's cool.
All the way
Yeah.
around. Christine and Mary, a class act. They put together one heck of a show.
Wow, Kat
they
says
really
we
are.
have Kat says we have 693 followers. Dara, look
That's
what you've done.
Well,
It's
welcome
not-
everyone.
Thank you, Kat.
Is that for
Growing
us?
and growing.
That's right.
I know.
If you
I
build
wanna
it,
see
you.
right,
I wanna
Dara?
see
If
you in the
build it, they
council.
will come.
Yeah, the council. We must be having a meeting on that soon. Oh
Yes.
no, we put it off. That's right. It's
Yeah,
February.
Because there's so
we're-
much.
Yep, we're good. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let you ladies go. You have to get on, so you have to prep yourselves for that.
Yeah. Right.
I will be posting next month because we've got, oh my gosh, we got one more weekend, one more this month. So next week we'll talk about our year and our goals for
Our
this
goals. Yes.
group for the remainder of the year and what we have coming up. So I think there's a lot to see, a lot to
Awesome.
talk about next week.
Absolutely.
So enjoy and have a great night. And I will be watching this week.
Thank you.
Love you all.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Have a
Thanks,
great
everybody.
night. We kept it short and sweet.
Thank you,
Bye,
Dara.
girl.
Thank you,
Yes,
Michelle.
thank
Melissa.
you. Thank you guys. Dara, I